Good evening, citizens and leaders of the world. Brandon Bryan here, delivering news over the radio. On today's agenda, we have the new era in Russia. We will also be discussing President Ian Butler's disappearance. We will have a segment called The World in Seconds. And lastly, we will discuss why there is so much hatred towards New America. We will be talking to Pharoh Josh Goben today to try to solve this question. Now, for years, Russia has been led under President Ian Butler and Prime Minister Chris Johnson. What's changed? Well, since Ian Butler has disappeared, Chris Johnson decided to take over. What does this mean for Russia and the world? First off, we can say Russians should be very scared. A maniac is now leading their country. With Ian gone, it's like awakening the monster or letting him loose. Ian would bring Chris Johnson back down to earth when Chris Johnson would, become too extreme. And I fear for Russia because there's great people in Russia, and now their lives are going to be taken over by some freak that should have been in an asylum a long time ago. For you, citizens of Russia, I strongly suggest buying farmland and guns. Why do I say this? Because with the new horrible leadership, the people of Russia will become animals. Trading, the economy, relations, freedom, food, this will all decrease rapidly in your country. For the rest of the world, build up your defense and expect a lot more war coming your way. All these peace countries, it's not going to be very peaceful for long. Now, going back to Ian Butler's disappearance, I think his disappearance was just one big conspiracy. I honestly believe he snuck out one night, snuck out of Russia, and ran straight to Germany. I believe this because who would want to lead next to Chris Johnson? Chris Johnson was always making up new laws, would never ask Ian what he thought. It was basically Chris Johnson's country anyways. Ian Butler was being walked all over. So this is his new start. Ian Butler told us a story, told the world the story, that he was in a plane and he was shot down over England. He then showed up in Scotland, and magically, Germany sent a request to him asking for him to lead their country, and he accepted it. This is a bunch of baloney. Baloney. Please, Mr. Ian Butler, anytime you would like to tell the truth and tell me that I'm right, please schedule an interview with me and we will tell the truth right on this show. I ask you. Schedule an interview. Tell the truth. Well, enough of these losers. Let's now refresh and go to our next segment called The World in Seconds. Here we go. Let's start with Italy. Italian leader Brandon Alvarenga has dropped ties with allies. He has also dropped Marxism. The Italians have banned labor strikes. Brandon Alvarenga has also invited Pharoh of New America to talk about oil, but that has not happened yet. On Ireland, only big news. The clown in office has taken over Norway, Sweden, and Finland as to make a statement. Well, no one is afraid of you, Ireland. In France, they have changed to nationalism, and the leader has taken the nickname Rubik's Cube. Spain continues to stay a peaceful nation, yet forms a special operations team called the Black Wolverines. Is there a secret not being told in here, Spain? Let's now end this segment and move on to New America. New America is the new name for the United States. In this new United States, democracy is out the window and despotism is in. New America is led by Pharoh Josh Goben. I have no idea why they decided to have pharaohs, as if bringing back old Egyptian times. What was wrong with being called a president? What was wrong with democracy? Now today, we'll find out a little more about New America and solve the lingering question, why is there so much hatred towards New America? To answer this, I called the Pharaoh himself yesterday afternoon, and I recorded it. I asked him questions, and I'll play it for you right now. Hello, Mr. Pharoh. How are you doing this morning?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you?
I am doing great. I just wanted to tell you that I am having a little segment right now, and it's about your country, New America. Is it alright if I ask a couple questions?
Sure, go for it.
All right. So first off, I understand that you have put democracy out the window and have made something new called despotism. Why have you chosen despotism?
Well, I chose despotism because the old Egyptian ways. Those were great days. People were happy. People were great, and people were just awesome. And that's why I chose this democracy. That that has so many flaws in it, and I was just like, you know what? That has to go. Time for a change.
I see. I see. With this despotism, comes slavery. So why has slavery come back to America, and is this a good thing for New America?
I say it is a very good thing because this new age of slavery is not the slave Abraham Lincoln free. It's a respected field. It's like people going into the movie business or something like that. It's respected, and people are paid good money for it. It's a choice.
I see. Now, do you have any slaves of your own?
No, actually, I do not.
Okay. Now I understand Ireland is also doing this. Did they get this from you?
Yes, actually, they did. I was spreading my views towards the Irish, and they totally agreed with me.
And do you know if Daniel has any slaves?
That I do not know. I try and keep my country and his country kind of separate. I don't pay attention to what he does unless it affects the world. So I have no idea.
All right. Now you said your citizens can have any amount of education they want. What is the logic behind this, and do you think this will stunt your future generations?
Well, some people, schools will cut off for some people. So if you don't want school, you might get it. You can go be a bum. But if you want to go to school, you can go to school for as long as you can go to school for 40 years if you want. You can go to school for 2 years, for 1 year, 2 months, as long as you want. And as for future generations, I think it would benefit them because then they are more free to do what they want, and it just relieves more stress.
So, but what do you think about the chairman Chris Johnson? He's running China. Chinese go to school every day for all hours of the day. If you compare your country and their country, your education's going to go downhill. Am I right?
Yes, but America does not need to worry about the other world's education. As long as we are fine, we are fine.
All right. A couple more questions. Why do you think New America has so much hatred?
Because everyone's just jealous. Because we actually are free. Our people are free. Our people are happy. There's no dictatorship. It's just whatever you want.
Okay.
People can't get that anywhere else. Chris Johnson is just jealous that he did not think of this. Ian is actually a good person now. When he was running Russia, he was being brainwashed by the crazy Chris Johnson.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you perfectly led into my next question. What do you think about the other countries of the world?
Well, Germany is a great friend of New America, and they have helped us in more ways than I can even explain. And Ireland is just doing great. They are also following my despotism ways, and they're doing great. England, I don't even know what to do about England. Like, I don't know. I'm debating. I'm just cutting ties with England or not. It's me. And what is it? Italy. Italy's just there. Its leader changes his mind like no tomorrow. He goes from supreme leader to I don't even know what it is now. It just they need to decide on one thing, and now Russia and China. Yeah, that is just personally Johnson needs to out of power, or at least determine one country and not two.
Right. Um. Now going back to Italy, I understand that you in Italy we're going to have a meeting about oil. When is this meeting going to happen, and are you going to be giving Italy some of your oil supply?
Well, it depends on how much Italy offers. And as far as a date for this little meeting, there is no set date yet. It is in the talks, and if Italy offers a good amount of money for my oil, then they can have some.
All right. Well, thank you, Pharoh Josh Goben, for your time.
Thank you.
Have a nice day.
For this interview. Okay.
Well, that was your Thursday show. Thank you for tuning in and listening this time. Next Thursday, we'll see what news comes up. We'll be talking about New America in this interview. And Ian Butler, I'm still asking you to come schedule an interview. I still want to know if your story was fake or if you're going to keep saying it was true. Anyways, guys, thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next Thursday.